Today we're gonna do another little bit.
You're doing a crazy project today.
It doesn't take very long, but we wanted to.
I'm hot.
I know, me too. And we wanted to test out some different cardstocks for y'all. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're making a gigantic card, and I'm going to show you all here in a second because we don't have any pictures of it or anything.
I love it.
It's very fun.
This card that we're making today would be probably $45.
Oh, for sure.
If you were going to buy this, because they sell some large cards.
The big mama ones.
The big mama ones. So this is like a really fun take on it. And I think now that we have the venture, or apparently a lot of you are calling it Neil.
Oh yeah, they know.
They know.
Yeah, we're here. Not the
it.
venture, it's Neil.
But now you'll just have larger possibilities. So
yes.
We're going to talk today all about how it works, how, any differences that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing some cardstock comparison today, just testing different cardstock. And there's quite a few options that we're going to go over in today's video. So it's gonna be super fun. Get your questions.
Should we start?
Yes.
Okay, let's
dive in.
Okay, so we left our setup here from yesterday. Everything is still here. I feel like if I stand here, I'm blocking the venture, but it's so big, where else am I supposed to stand?
You're not blocking it. You're fine.
So I love this machine because it's fast. Yesterday, our reviews were basically, it's fast, it's precise, it gets it done. Great for bulk orders, great for party planners. Is it the most ideal machine for the hobby crafter? I don't know. Do you have $1,200 to spend on it? That's going to be a personal, decision. But I love this machine. It's been really fun to play with. So let me show y'all what we're making today because this is so cute. This is a card, okay? This is a birthday card. Let me just open it. It's got sprinkles. I added a bow. Y'all know I got to add a bow. And then when you open it, it's just got the writing on the inside.
Wow, I love this card.
I know. And so we actually got these permanent markers. This is new for Cricut too. This could have been a product release in itself.
Yes.
Me and Lauren love these permanent markers. They're just thick. Permanent markers. I was making a joke yesterday, this is going to really step up my yard sale game.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can make giant yard sale signs with my venture now. So, love these markers. These are great. I did put supply lists for everything we're using today in the description. And the boot camp link is also right beneath this video in the description if you are trying to sign up for boot camp. So, what we've done is collected all of the cardstocks that we thought people were going to try to purchase and use. And I know a lot of Cricut users typically go, especially in the beginning, if you're a new Cricut user, you typically try to purchase Cricut items, Cricut brand items. So Cricut cardstock, Cricut vinyl, all of the above. And here at Makers Gonna Learn, we like to give everyone an equal opportunity. And that means that we usually go on Amazon and try to search for dupes, or we go to Walmart and try to get other options. The Dollar Tree, we're always trying to find other options. Yes, we love the Dollar Tree. So what we did was get cardstock from all those places. So let me just show you guys what I've got here.
So Diane, I just want to let you know that when you're talking about the venture and how this works with the ecosystem, she comments that, the only attachment you can't use is the rotary blade, and that's actually not true. So it's the rotary blade is not possible, the knife blade, a lot of the adaptive tools that would be found with your Cricut Maker Series machine, that is unavailable in this venture.
Right.
So the way we're referring to it here internally is kind of this is the glorified Explore family.
It is.
For things like poster boards, things like giant cards, things for print and cut, and just larger at scale production.
Right. So no adaptive tools can be added in here. We can use the fine point blade. It's got both the A and B clamps like the Explore series does, but the Maker, it's different than the Maker series in that it doesn't have that little turny rotary, whatever you want to call it for the adaptive tools. It doesn't have that. So you can still use your deep cut blade, but you couldn't use a knife blade. So
Right.
those are just things that you're going to run into, which I don't know that I love that. I wish that I could, if I'm purchasing a machine that costs this much, like I want to have all of the capabilities of the machines underneath it.
Yes.
And so that for me is kind of where it falls short.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is. I didn't make the
Now,
machines.
in comparison to our Caesar Romeo, we have the Juliet in our
Yes.
offices. And I'll just be completely honest, I love the team at Caesar America
Oh,
or,
yeah.
you know, North America and just the whole team. I love their products. I think they've built a great machine. The reason why we have not dove into the Juliet and the Romeo, and I'm just going to be very open and honest, I do not think their software is ready for mass market, meaning I cannot recommend their machine for mass market due to the software, and they are working really hard to you know, adjust things very quickly. I have friends with a Romeo. A lot of our friends, Ashley Falco has one, and she's in love with it.
Yes.
There's just a lot of things that are different. So when you're talking about you know, a Romeo or Juliet, those machines, you're having to set that paper setting yourself, which is definitely a lot different than people who have had a Cricut, right? People still struggle to have a Cricut, and the Cricut does a lot for you. So when we're comparing these machines, I'm personally probably go give it another 6 months to a year before I want to play with it so that they can just work on getting that software so much better.
And
right?
the software is such a big deal, especially when you're
Yeah.
working with tools like this. Like you want to make, it's like,
It doesn't
I
matter how
depend on it.
amazing. Yeah, listen, you can have the best hardware, you can have the best blade, you can have all that. But if your software falls flat, I'm out.
Right, me too, me too.
So I've not even opened it because I'm waiting for a green light of like, from my peers, from whoever,
Yes.
to be like, you should really give this a try. And I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, we need more of a green light. Yeah. So the Caesar, I'm sorry, not the Caesar, the Juliet, it is very fast and almost comparable to this machine whenever I've used it, but I haven't even touched the Romeo before. So
Yeah.
I mean, that machine is significantly less, almost half the cost of this machine. It's like $6.99, I think, for the Juliet. I'm sorry, for the Romeo. So I don't know. If you guys have a Romeo, let us know what you think when you're seeing our review. You know, you can kind of tell us a little bit more. So anyways, I've went ahead and pulled in our image. So if we can go to the share screen, I've pulled in this popsicle image. It's linked below for you all. I'm going to go ahead and set up our design, and then we can kind of jump into the cardstocks a little bit more. So this is just a popsicle that we have on our website. And I'm basically going to be taking it apart and turning it into a card. So I pulled the image in, I kind of scaled it all up. Make sure when you're scaling up images like this, you're scaling them up together so that everything is proportionally the right size. Otherwise, if I just scaled up this part, like the drippy part's going to be a different size than the rest of my project. So it's still grouped. We're going to need to ungroup it now that we've sized everything up. And then I am going to need all of these elements. So this is going to be actually our card. So we'll go ahead and start there. I'm just going to duplicate it, and I'm going to flip it horizontally, and then we're going to connect it.
Alicia, how do you feel working with these larger sizes inside of Design Space?
It's fun for me because I'm like, oh, I can make it like 27.5 inches tall, you know, because I can stretch it as big as I want to. So it's kind of interesting. Designing it's not any different, but then before I go to cut, I'm like, wait, I can make that huge. And it's so weird for me because normally you're used to the small parameters.
Yeah, so neat.
But it's pretty fun. So I'm going to make sure these are aligned centrally and vertically. And then while they're both selected, we're just going to go ahead and unite those. So this is going to be our card base. And then I have this right here. Let me bring it to the front. Okay, we're actually going to need one of these in white. I'm just going to change one to white. And then I'm going to duplicate one. And I'm going to do an inset. So I'm just going to go to the left side of this median line right here on our inset and offset. And we're just going to make it like a negative. Let's make it like there, like a negative 0.5-ish.
Perfect.
hit apply, and then I'm just going to change that to white. And this inset part will be the inside of our card. So if we were looking at the inside of our card, this is just going to go right here where our words would go. And then this is our icing. We're going to actually have that in blue today. We're going to have blue icing. And then my sprinkles, I'm going to show you all what I do to get my sprinkles by themselves. So right now it just looks like holes cut out. But what I'm going to do is select that image, hit contour, and I'm going to hide the melty, drippy ice cream. Okay. And we actually really only need a few of these. I'm actually just going to keep one because we can
Alicia,
duplicate it.
Yeah. I mean, think about how fast that machine cuts. You could cut all of them.
So, yeah, we can cut all of it. They cut so fast, y'all. I mean, if you didn't miss the live stream yesterday, you're going to be like, it like startles me.
That is why they've nicknamed it Neil.
Yeah, that's why we named it
Neil Armstrong.
Because it sounds like it's about to rocket launch into space.
I love
and
that.
You'll see, based on the speed, it's crazy. So I've got my sprinkles here. You can do it however many that you want. And then we're just going to change the colors of these. So I'm going to select 3, and we're going to have some purple sprinkles, and then I'm going to make some red ones. I'm looking at my cardstock that I brought in here. And then I've got some yellow ones. So then we can just kind of place these. I'm just placing these so I can kind of make sure I've got as many as I want and that they're filling up the space. Okay. And then, okay, cute. And we can kind of tilt them and do it how we want whenever we actually go to cut it out. I'm going to make my orange card brown. We're going to cut this out on some brown cardstock today. And then, so you can see here, we've got our whole little popsicle situation. How cute. Very cute. We just need to add our words now. So I love these poster markers, like I said. So I was like, we have to put writing in it.
It looks like in person so professional.
It does.
I love these new markers.
It does. I don't love, let's go overhead. I'm going to show you all this font. I don't love this font this size with that thick marker. Do you see how this font has these little, just extra cutesy little dots right here, and it kind of bled together. So I'm going to use a different sketch font, but you have to think about stuff like that when you're using those wide tip markers, because it's just the nature of using a thicker marker. So I want to keep the same words, sprinkling you with birthday wishes, but I'm going to change it to a more straight lace font, if that makes sense. So let's just type out what we want. Sprinkling you with birthday wishes. Yesterday was Asher's birthday.
Yes.
Last year, I think, was his golden birthday.
It was.
We made him a little birthday cake poster thing. So we're on the birthday theme still. So you can see here in our system fonts, I just typed out sketch. We have tons more of these on our website. These are just the ones that we have recently downloaded. I'm going to use this extra guac. We used that yesterday.
And we got an email just this morning of like, hey, what's your hand lettering fonts that Maker's going to learn? What's the sketch font all about? So our sketch fonts is our take, quote unquote, of the amazing handwriting capabilities and functions of Cricut. So yeah, if you've not used a Maker's Learn sketch font, Guac, which she's using today, Barefoot Joanna has a sketch font. I mean, we're just constantly adding fonts that are sketch. So you'll be able to do that with your pen. And guys, here's the cool part. You can make this card even if you don't have a venture.
Yeah.
We're just making it extra big because we're a little extra today.
You can make this definitely in a tiny form.
Yeah.
I'm also going to make these words fill up the whole space because like the first one, I only fill up the middle. We're filling up the whole
Well, Alicia, I could write a whole, letter on the card and still barely take up any room.
Yeah, really. You really could. So I've got my wording here. I do want to make sure to change our operation to the pen function. And then I'm just gonna attach it to our white back arch piece over here. I'm just gonna hit attach, so that way our offset and our words are together, and the machine knows exactly where to put the words whenever we go to run it through the venture. So these are all of our pieces. We've got our inside piece, our sprinkles, our drippies, all of that. Now, this is the fun part because we get to make everything gigantic. So The way that I like to do this is I'm going to pull in a shape that is the size of the cardstock that I'm using. I will be using a 22 by 28 piece of poster board, cardstock poster board. Yeah, it's gigantic. So let's do 22, and then let me unlock this, and we're going to do by 28. Okay, I actually have been designing on very large scale, apparently. So I'm just going to bring this to the front, and like I said before, I don't want to resize anything. I need to resize everything together, okay? So I'm going to select all of these elements, and I'm going to resize it and make sure that that brown fits inside of this one. This is where our limit would be, which it's not much of a limit. It's still making the card big. But since it's a card, we do need this to be cut out of one piece of cardstock. So, and then these just adjusted proportionally. So we should be great on our sizing. I don't want to get it too close to the edges. Like you can see that I have a little bit of room around here. I don't want to make it all the way super big just because I don't want to risk it cutting off of the cardstock. So we'll just delete that square. We don't need it anymore. And then we can go to make it. Okay, we're almost to the fun part. Okay, on Matt, look, Matt size 24 by 28, y'all.
Wow.
She is a big Matt.
Yep.
So we've got for some reason, it automatically puts these in the bottom left.
Interesting.
Automatically. Yes, I've been noticing that.
Very neat.
So I don't know if that's like something that they recommend.
Yeah.
Like that you line your vinyl up that way. I'm wondering if it's because the mat is so big, it's hard to like reach the top left corner. It's very possible. We'll leave it. We'll leave it and see how it does. I am going to kind of put all of our sprinkles on the one mat. We're going to cut multiple different colors on one mat today. So I'm going to move my red ones onto my yellow mat. And you can see here, we can just put 3 of them up here. Okay. I'm just going to kind of stack them like this. Maybe they don't need to be all the way flush to the edge, but I want to cut all these sprinkles at the same time. If you can grab them. Okay, and then we've got our blue piece. And honestly, we can just put this on the same mat too. We've got plenty of room. This mat is huge.
Yeah.
So like we can fit as much as we want. This is a good reason for the venture because you can do stuff like this, but you can also do this with a normal standard
Cricut
maker. Yeah. So, and then we'll just plug these on this side.
So Alicia, what cardstock? Donna asked, where are we getting this large? Where are we sourcing this cardstock?
Okay, I'm about to tell you.
We're about to dive in. This
yes,
so
I'm about to. That's a juicy meat. I'm about to tell you.
Today's training.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna select continue. It takes a second to connect to the venture for some reason. I feel like longer than the maker. I don't know. And then we're gonna be using just medium cardstock for today. So I'm just going to start with our first one, and I'm going to select medium cardstock at default pressure. Okay, we're going to halt in design space, and let's talk about the cardstock. So first of all, yesterday we showed you all some of the cardstock that came with our machine. We ordered the bundle, and it came with this white Cricut brand cardstock. Now this is a really good quality cardstock. I can just tell by the texture of it. It's definitely got that like classic, like it's just that texture of cardstock. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
When it's kind of smooth on one side and a little bit more rough on the other side, but like still smooth. So this is the Cricut brand. You can get 50 sheets of this for $79.99. If that seems realistic to you, I need your job because that seems very expensive to me. 50 sheets of cardstock for $79.
Wait, $79. Wait, let's back up.
Yeah.
Wait, so on Cricut, on Cricut.com,
And on Michaels.com.
On the web, if you want a pack of how many sheets?
50.
50 sheets is
50.
a lot. It's halfway to 100.
Yeah.
So,
but like they have a variety pack of rainbow colors.
So it's over $1 a sheet.
Yes.
Alicia, I could get a poster board at Dollar Tree
It's funny you said that.
for $1.
Okay, so
25.
we were like thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So Dollar Tree is $1 for a poster board. They are 2 inches skinnier than this. So this cardstock.
2 inches. We don't need 2 inches around
I know.
here no more.
I mean, really, it's like, okay, don't be dramatic, Cricut. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is a 24 by 28 sheet. Your standard poster board from Walmart or the Dollar Tree. We have ones from Walmart today. These are 97 cents at Walmart. This is a 22 by 28 sheet for 97 cents. So if I wanted 50 of these, I could spend $50 plus tax. If I wanted 50 of the Cricut brand, I'm going to spend $79.99 plus tax. So like already saving over $20 there. And then the next thing that we got was an Amazon package. I didn't bring all the colors in here, but I will say all of these pretty, like this pretty magenta on here. This came in the pack. There's like yellow, all of the bright colors, this blue and brown. These came in an Amazon pack of 25. And I paid $17.99.
17. Now that is something I can get behind. That's
Me
like,
too.
I mean, that's a lot less than that's less than a $20 bill. That's a
Right.
crisp 20.
Right.
But
Now,
you're getting a lot of material.
I know. So, and like, I don't know that you can tell that this is more like a construction paper poster board. It's not so
thick.
It's not giving like Celebration Warehouse
Right,
quality or like Ashley Falco quality, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it like gets the job done. Like I feel like this magenta looks beautiful, and we paid way less for that than we did for the white that goes in here, you know.
Right.
So, anyways, this is probably right now. This is gonna be my go-to is the Amazon. $17.99. I linked it for you all.
Yeah,
and this
linked.
is all different colors. So it did come damaged. Like there's a couple little tears, but that's just probably our postal thing. But anyway, so these are our favorites. This is going to be your best, cheapest deal. If you're not making a lot of cards all the time, like you don't need to be spending $80 on high quality cardstock. That's just crazy. It's crazy. So anyways, that's our comparison, but we're going to cut them all. We're going to use all of these for our craft today. So for the popsicle, I used the Walmart. For this popsicle, I used the Walmart. So we're going to cut the Cricut brand for this card that we're about to cut for our white. So I'm going to set this to the side. And we're going to start with our white. Now, yesterday, me and Lauren were having a tag team this because it's so big.
Well, I'm here.
I figured out how to lay the matte protector on by myself.
That's a good hack.
Yeah, I'll have to show you guys how I do it.
Y'all, can we just talk about my personal? I don't know how to say this nicely. My personal confusion with the Cricut. Like, I just wish I was in the boardroom when we were debating this at Cricut headquarters. Why did we feel like we needed to change the color of our mats?
Yeah, why
like
not
light
just
grip, standard
light
grip,
blue?
and strong grip?
Yes.
We don't need to remember new colors.
I agree.
I think we would have been fine. Light blue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just it's like, why are you making your customers more confused?
Quit trying to make fetch happen.
Like, were they confused that, like, on Amazon, say I don't own a venture, and they're like, oh my gosh, Tanner's go accidentally order this giant mat and be confused. Like, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. But I don't know. That's my personal question. Does anyone else have that question?
My opinion is that I wish that you could use regular Cricut mats in this machine, and you cannot. And we even tried to test it this morning, and you definitely can't. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fit a 20. We even tried to do it. We tried to do the 24-inch mat long ways and slide it in. It doesn't fit. It's too big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, that's kind of frustrating because we have like 1,000 mats out there I could use. I'm like holding onto this mat like it's gold. Like I don't want to ruin it because it's expensive. It's gigantic. I'm going to have to buy another one if I mess it up. So anyways, what I like to do to put the cardstock on here is turn it so it's wide. So I have a shorter distance to reach for. It's only like 4 inches shorter, but it just makes me feel better, you know? And I'm going to line this up as close as I can because we are using most of this cardstock. Okay. And also, we were talking about using a brayer. I feel like I could use a paint roller. Like, instead of a brayer. Because it's so big. Okay. I don't like how that sounds. It's like nails on a chalkboard. All right. Now, let's go into design space. So I'm going to follow these. Until I get comfortable, I'm following the instructions. It wants me to load in my pen, my fine point blade. So let's get our markers. I'm going to open our clamp over here. I know it's really far away. I'm sorry. So I'm going to open and take out, we had our stylus in there. And then I'm going to pop this little piece out to put our big marker in. So grab one of these. These are my favorite. These poster markers, we love them. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Okay, maybe. Let me make sure it's in there all the way. Okay, she's in.
Love the poster marker.
And then it says to have our fine point blade. The lever is raised. Okay, this is on position 2. Y'all can't see it, but there's a 2 right in the hole there. Okay, and then these are open. So this is what's going to kind of hold our poster board in place. And then you push this, and these little guys pop out, and that holds your mat right where it's supposed to be. And then we're just going to load our mat in and then close our lever down. So this is something that you're going to have to get used to. If you're not used to putting the levers down.
So Alicia, think of it this way. The new bottom left corner is like the top of the mat.
Yes.
Like that's the new top closest to the blade.
It is, yeah.
Very fascinating.
It's it's a little
Very
backwards. And we're also used to working from behind the Cricut.
Right.
So it's like weird in my brain a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to hit our flashing button.
Oh?
This is why
we're about to lift off.
It sounds like it's about to literally take off.
Listen at that.
Okay, it's measuring the mat.
It loves measuring a mat.
I'm like, it's the same size as it's always been.
I love it.
Okay, and then we're gonna hit the go button. I feel like I gotta hit the go button and jump out of the way.
So that was the load button you had pressed.
I'm gonna come over here.
Fascinating. So now it's go time.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's so fast.
Boom.
So right now it's doing the writing.
It's awesome.
If you're impressed with this, wait till it cuts.
Oh yeah.
And I'll link these markers below for you all so you can go and look at those.
Boom.
Okay, look, it's gonna start cutting.
Boom. I mean, don't get in its way.
I know. Me and Sadie were talking about what if it messes up?
Yeah.
Like if it gets jammed?
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll do. Okay, now you can, let me come over
lever.
Here. You can raise the lever. It's going to slide out. So you can either pull it up or let it slide out. I'm just going to raise it and pull it out like this. And then we're just going to pop these off. And you got to flip this whole mat upside down.
Got to go with gravity.
Got to go with gravity still.
Mats.
Yep. So there's one tombstone.
Tombstone.
Look like little tombstones. Okay, and then there's our other one, and then I'm going to pull this off. Now, I cut the Walmart poster board earlier, and where it doesn't feel as great of quality as the Cricut, I was worried it was going to stick to our mat. Because you know when you do paper crafts, if you use like crappy paper, it will kind of like stick to the mat. It did not do that. So that was a good thing about using the Walmart poster board because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it worked just as good. So there's our Cricut pieces. I'm going to put these just up here out of the way. And then let's go back into design space. This is really cool about the Venture as well. So when I want to go to my next mat, it just says make again or next load.
I love that.
Me too. I wish they would do this for the regular Cricut machines. I just like that. And so now you can see we're on this mat, which is our brown. So I'm going to grab my brown poster board. This is our Amazon brand poster board that we're using. And I'm going to need to place it. Let's make sure we're doing this right. Yes, okay. The bottom left corner. The bottom left corner, everybody.
It does take a second to wait, am I doing it right?
And I like to see my grid. Where's she at? Okay. Yeah, we've got it covered. Okay.
I was literally telling the team, like, we could do like a whole like Christmas with just like large scale, like for our house. Like,
Yeah.
imagine all the possibilities with it. We will not be doing that because obviously not everyone has a venture, but it would be amazing to do that.
You could do
if
it.
you had,
Yeah.
if you had a venture.
For sure. Okay, so we don't need our marker and clamp 8. I'm going to take it out just so it doesn't get dried out. And I don't want to lose this piece. I do not like that they don't have the slot for me to put things.
You've got to get the cart.
I need things. I need a thing slot, you know?
I know.
Okay, and then, so we're just going to raise our lever, which it is. We're going to slide her in right here under the little lips. And you have to push this, otherwise it's not going to stay. So these little guys come out and it holds it. Then we're going to push the lever down. This is going to measure our mat. And then it's going to cut it. Giant Spider-Mans for the kids.
Yeah.
Halloween and Christmas decorations.
So Alicia, what are you thinking? Like, do you think we need to get a large format printer now? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I think if we were starting a party planning business, yeah.
I love it. What are the prices? If I wanted a printer to work well with this machine, like, what is that price point? Do you know?
No, I haven't had a chance to
To
look.
really research? I mean, it's a lot. It would be a lot.
I want to try out some print and cut stuff on here with
Yeah.
our biggest printer.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to look at prices on stuff.
I just feel like
I'm
it would
curious.
be so expensive.
I agree. I think it's going to be way, way expensive. So you're going to be buying the venture. You're going to have to buy the print and cut. And like, I don't know how much ink is.
Oh my gosh, imagine ink for large things like that.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's hard to know. You guys, I messed up. I didn't add our score line on our card.
You can score that yourself.
I can, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it with the machine. The score function works well. I used that this morning as well.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so we've got our brown. Let's go back into design space.
So Donna's interested to see how the markers works on poster board. Donna, these markers are designed to work on poster board.
Yes, they're called poster markers.
They're poster markers. So, you know, what we're using, like, I think like even shiny poster boards, like you're getting great quality, right?
Yeah.
Like you're getting an amazing application.
So now I'm just putting all of our different colored sprinkles. This is just a standard
You're using
cardstock we
regular
had.
cardstock sizes.
Yes, these are just 8.5 by 11 sheets
Is that
of
allowed?
cardstock. It worked, so it's allowed.
Oh my gosh, I'm kidding.
We're not breaking any rules.
I'm kidding.
And then I'm going to cut off like a little piece of this blue. Oh, here she is. Okay. I just need like a decent size for this blue.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And we're just going to trim this up a little bit.
The smallest pair of scissors.
I know, I really would grab the smallest pair of scissors ever.
So funny.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go, Alicia. This card is beautiful. I mean, it's coming together so well.
Coming together. Okay, lever down. We've got our fine point blade in. Everything's on here. Let's see what it's telling us. Oh, we got to click medium cardstock, default pressure. Okay, we're loading it, and then we're going to hit go.
Oh, here we go.
This will be a lot smaller of cuts than we've been doing, so you all can see how it cuts like the sprinkles out and stuff. I always think it's going to fall off.
I know.
I'm like, oh, you're so close to the edge.
So funny.
It's like those roller coasters that go all the way out to the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, show us.
This is how I did it. Okay. So this is like trying to put a bed sheet on by yourself. So it's so big. So I just folded it in half, and I'm just going to line up the bottom half.
Yeah.
And
Margaret
then-
says, I have not mastered my current machine, so I wanted to master that before grabbing it. I think that's a great idea. I think really there's so much, none of us are using our regular like Explorer Maker series to the fullest potential. No way.
No way. I agree. Okay. Also, there's like no room for anything. That's like one of my biggest cons. I like to have a clean workspace whenever I'm like in the middle of a craft.
Yes.
And you are doing so much moving because like if you're working with poster board, these pieces are huge. And like the machine is huge. So you've got to have a space for it. Like we're using our laser table currently, but like our laser's on the floor, you know, like we don't want to have to buy a whole new table, but you have to have something that can kind of support the machine. So
yeah, I will say, you know, we have a 5,000 square foot studio here and we're still complaining it's too big.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like not everybody has that at home.
Right.
Like
this
anybody.
studio is, I mean, it's a beautiful size and we have, you know, it's very large and spacious, but it's still just no matter where you're at, like no matter how much space you have, it's still gonna be a problem.
Right.
Like even like space isn't really the problem because you only want to go so far to work with it, right?
Yeah. So I'm just going to assemble our card now. I'm using an ATG gun.
ATG for the win.
This hasn't taken us very long at all, y'all.
Not at all.
And so fun.
And it cut really, really well.
Yes, like there's no...
And you use the same setting for all the cardstock?
Yeah, I use medium.
Medium cardstock.
Yep, medium cardstock cut setting. There's the inside of our card. Now, I didn't score it, so let's
I think we all will need the docking station. Like, I think that's the only way to really be able to use it.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. By chance, did you link the I'm so sorry. The ATG gun, someone was requesting it.
Yes.
Oh, it's linked down below?
Yeah,
perfect.
It should be.
Yay, awesome. If you are looking for that, it's linked down below.
I messed the ATG gun up this morning.
Alicia, am I going to fix it?
Nope, I fixed it. I'm just going too fast, I think. But no, I'm getting really good at loading this ATG gun.
Yeah, listen, I love the ATG gun, but I will say being able to load it is a skill. And if you purchase an ATG gun and you need help, I have a video.
Yes, you have to watch a video to do it.
You have to watch my video and like do it with me.
Yeah.
Like pause, apply.
It really is like a slow process.
Right.
Okay, I'm just trying to line this up. Okay, we got our ice cream drippies. And now we've got these guys. And I made these smaller than my other ones. I don't know why I did that. I didn't mean to. So I'm going to ATG these. I did put foam tape on the other ones because I like them to stick up. But I'm going to use just some ATG for these. But this is so cute. Woo-hoo. Oh my gosh, for end of the summer parties. I love it. And this would be such a fun gift to give somebody. You could even just put like a little cut in it and do like a gift card inside of one of these cards. I feel like a little kid would go crazy over something like this. They'd be like, I got the biggest birthday card of anybody. Okay, look, the bow just really like...
The bow's it.
The bow makes it.
Look at it.
Okay, so here's the card we made. Here's the other one. How cute.
Let's see the poster marker. Can you open them up? Let's take a look.
Yeah. You want to see these?
No, the actual, just the writing.
Oh, you want to see it? Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Love it. It looks amazing.
Yes.
It looks like it was stamped. Like they did a really good... The markers are very, very impressive.
I mean, let's hold these up at camera, like on camera one, so y'all can see. These are so big.
Giant.
I love it. Aren't these like the happiest cards you've ever seen in your life? Popsicles.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. What y'all think?
That's awesome. I love it.
I mean,